Hello everyone, Kenneth Floyd, Leisure Nation RVs. Today I want to talk to you a little bit about your freshwater system inside your RV. As you pull it out of storage and get it ready for camping, there's a few things that you're going to want to do before you get started. First thing is going to be is make sure that all your low point drains are plugged. Put the caps back on them. Hopefully that when you put it into storage you pull the cap off so they can drain the whole system. Second of all, let's make sure that the water heater drain plug is in as well, so that all that water that you're just about to put into it just doesn't flow out onto the ground. Why don't we take a look? Okay, so your low point drains, the easiest way to find those is just look underneath, because there's usually going to be some hoses that are hanging down about 5 or 6 inches. Make sure that those caps are on secure, and make sure that you check all of the low point drains before you get started. Second of all is the water heater. You're going to open it up. Right here is the drain plug that we were talking about. Just make sure that it's put in. A lot of times you can get an NO rod as well to slide in, so that it'll eat away some of that corrosive in the water. So it just gives something to eat on instead of the water heater. Just make sure that that's plugged. Make sure your low point drains caps are put on so that you're not just running water out onto the ground. Once we've done that, then there's a couple of ways to supply water to the unit. Now, if you're going to go out where it's dry camping, you don't have a water hose or you don't have an outlet to fill your water tank up, before you leave the house, you can always add water to the freshwater holding tank. And all you're going to do is put your hose in. Once it starts overflowing, then that just tells you that it's pretty much full. The second way of doing it is once you get to a campsite that does have the water hookups, you're going to hook it up to the city water. Now, city water applies water pressure at all points, so you don't have to turn your water pump on. Freshwater holding tank is going to be run by the water pump that's inside the vehicle. The city water is going to be hooked up to the water outlet at the campsite directly to your trailer, which is going to be applying the pressure. Once you're done with the outside and you've started filling the freshwater holding tank full of water, or you hook it up to the city water, you're going to want to come inside and open up the faucets so that you can drain the air that's in the system. Now, typically you'll go to the furthest faucet, the furthest point, which is typically back here in your bathroom. Just open it up. You can open it up on the hot side and the cold side, so that it just releases all that air. Okay, there's a couple of things, actually there's a few things that we've talked about that can kind of help you while you're camping, make it a little bit easier, make the water even taste a little bit better. So let me get started. The sanitizer is something that you'll add to the water system to sanitize the holding tank, freshwater holding tank. It's just a concentrate that you'll add about 2 ounces per 8 gallons. Once you're done with the sanitizing, you'll just run it through the system, drain everything out, and then start adding some more water. The second thing is going to be which is probably one of the most important, is going to be your water hose. Now, as I was growing up, I drank from the water hose at the house, but it tastes like a water hose. This one's going to be an actual freshwater drinking hose, so that it's not going to have that kind of a hose taste to it. The next thing is going to be your pressure regulator. Now, as you go to the campgrounds, if you've got a lot of people there, you just want to regulate the pressure coming into the system. So why would you want to do that? I don't want to build up too much pressure. When everybody turns their hoses off and that pressure builds up, it may pop a line inside. If you put the pressure regulator on it, that will guarantee you that it's only going to build up so much pressure, and it's not going to allow enough to force things to break. Another nice item is, if you're at the campsite, it's just a Y. Most people bring it straight down from the outlet. Then it doesn't give you an extra spot to where you can put another water hose or just get some water. So it's just a little Y right there at the faucet at the campsite. Now you've got the L-shaped. This is nice to when you're hooking up to the city water. Instead of having the hose run straight out and eventually start folding down, This is just a little L that's going to shoot the water hose straight down, so it doesn't put as much pressure on the city water hookup. If you decide this is a flexible hose, that will allow it to move, just gives it a little bit more flexibility. And then if you do a lot of camping around and don't know what the water is like, or if you just want to filter it, this will actually screw into the faucet outside on the campsite. You can run your hose through it and it'll give you some filtered water as you come in. So I hope this has been helpful. Like us on Facebook at Leisure Nation RV. Hit subscribe to more helpful hints and product displays. We do offer the items shown here, your water hose, flexible hose, L-shapes, everything is in our accessory department. So reach out. Have a wonderful day and thanks for listening.